Okay, I created this recording, and my it turns out that my video wasn't recording, so I have less than an hour ago, but I have to like record this on top of a video that I already have done. So what we're gonna do today is we're going to create a detail, and so we already created a reflected ceiling plan, and what we're going to do for this reflected ceiling plan is we're going to create details for it. So to create details for it, let's create a detail sheet. So we're simply going to follow the directions that we've done before. We're going to create a another sheet by copying an existing sheet and then move it into the correct place, and we're going to call this A4. So simply rename it, and don't forget to rename also the tab and the sheet number. Okay, so this will be A4. So let's just backspace and put the A4, and then also change the sheet number to A4. And change also the sheet title. We're gonna put in ceiling plan details. Okay, um, so delete this, and then putting ceiling plan. Well, not ceiling plan, but ceiling details, and delete the other word details there. Okay, and then yeah, that's it. Okay, and we won't need the contents of this one, so we're going to simply move that up. Okay. Now I don't tend to delete anything until we get to the final drawing because we might need to use it. Okay. So for this detail, I'm going to use a layer viewport, and I'm going to draw the lines because I don't intend to show these lines on my final drawing. So I'm creating a layer called viewport, and I tend to hide the layer viewport. Okay, we simply do that. Okay, we also don't need this scale drawing, so I'm just gonna move that below. There you go. Okay, so I think that's all set up. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a detail by calling out this detail. So I'm going to give you the sheet PDF, and then you're going to put in your details to put on your detail sheet. You may need two sheets, but I'm gonna just show you how to do it. But so you're watching this video right now, looking at this detail of walls and ceiling um, framing, and we're gonna call them out later. And what we're going to do is we're going to use what we call a numbered node system. So this system is you have a arrow and then you have a number. In this case, the sample is the number 613. It's pointing to this detail. And what this one does is instead of having a some notes or words, you have a number, and then you have a note system that matches that number. So in 613, it says that relamp existing light fixture. This is 613. So it's just a three-number system: 612, 613, 614. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. It's a variation of what we've done before, just so that you know how to do it. Okay. So for the reflected ceiling plan, we are going to call out these details by using a numbered arrow. Okay. So um, to do this, we're going to go to our AutoCAD, and we will put first our detail. Uh, let's put a sample name from our detail sheet. We should have just copied this sheet instead of A3. We should have copied just A2. But anyway, we've already done that. And then we're just going to copy it. I'm going to move that to the very corner, but I'm not going to leave it there. So we're going to move this horizontally and vertically. Okay, so I'm going to select that, move it horizontal. I'm going to select it again, and I'm going to move it vertical. Okay, there you go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change that to number 1, and we're going to change the title. We want this to, well, you should be specific as possible, but for now we're going to just call it detail. Okay. Okay, so number one is there on the lower right corner, and then we're going to go and put the notes here on the side. Let's create more space by moving this to the left a little bit. Okay, there you go. And then we're going to create the detail. Let's copy an existing note system. I don't have one for architectural yet, but I do have one for my structural. So let's find the structural sheet. I think I've saved it in AutoCAD files, not SketchUp. AutoCAD files EDT. There you go. And then we're going to go to structural folder, and we're going to open Melendez prelim package. And I think it's the last one here, S prelim site ground. We'll click that. And then I know that we have it here. There you go. So here we have sheets, and then this note is what we're going to copy. So instead of creating a new one, I'm just going to select this and copy this, including that line. So I'm going to simply copy this with crossing. Okay. Now as you can see, the letters style is different from our architectural. So, but in architectural, you can't leave it different. So we're gonna simply copy it and then make sure that it matches our architectural font, which is the architect's font. Okay, so to do that, we simply double click, I think. Okay, double click to edit, and then on the upper left, we can change that to the style called architect or arc 75. Okay, and click that one and click OK. And then let's erase some of these notes here. So okay, we're going to change that to reflected ceiling plan notes. Okay, and then let's also erase most of them at the bottom. I'm just gonna leave number one here in 36 inches, and we're gonna change that later to, let's say, what are we going to note here? Let's say a gypboard ceiling, and then we're gonna do a C detail. Okay, the gypboard ceiling C detail. All right. We don't want the second one to appear. Actually, we don't need number one too, but we're going to change it later. So simply write that gypboard ceiling C detail. We're going to add for framing here, just to be specific. So gypboard ceiling for framing C detail. I think I'm missing a comma there or a period, but let's modify that or change that later. Okay, so we're good. I want to check the preview because it doesn't look like it's too thick, but I think it's okay. So we're good with there. Okay. Now, let's see what layer did I use for this one. So select that one. Make sure that, oh, I misspelled that chipboard now. Okay. So I wonder what layer, but we'll fix that later. Okay. So we're gonna call this detail out number one, and then we are going to copy this call out and paste it here. So this note is saying, hey, look at this detail. Okay, so I'm going to point to a portion on my reflective ceiling plan. I'm going to say call out and look at this detail. I'm going to point it to detail number one on sheet A4. Okay, so this is for my first note. So which note am I referring to? Well, I'm going to have to point out a detail, a location on the sheet. Okay, and I'm going to call this number one, and I'm going to put a circle there. So we're going to leave it right now. We're going to change that. I'm just a number system, but um, we're going to tab that. And if it's not doesn't tab, then go backspace and change your little setting there for indentation. So move it and then tab. There you go. And then we're going to add number one on the left, but this time we're going to put a circle and then put number one. Okay. So let's look at our detail sheet. Um, make sure that you sometimes when you change the format, you have to move stuff around, and that's what we're doing here. We're moving it around. Okay, I think that's good now. We might move it again. I think we're gonna move it again next time. Anyway, we're gonna put in a leader. Make sure that you are in notes. So what layer is this? Oh, it's shear. So let's change that to notes. Okay, highlight everything and make sure that we change to notes. layer notes. There you go. Okay. All right. Let's double check again the preview if it's not too thin, not too thick. It may be too thin for me because layer notes is red and red is too thin. So what we're going to do is we're going to override that. We're going to override that to green. Okay. Um, and we're going to check on preview. I think we're good now. So it's not too thin because red is too thin. Okay. So let's now call out this Gypboard ceiling, and we're going to go and click on detail, and we're going to point to this Gypboard ceiling on the restroom. Okay. You can click anywhere that you want. And let's change remove our ortho so we can put it at an angle, um, and then click here and then put 1. Okay, that would refer to number 1. We want a circle here, but if we put in 1, it's okay, and we can um, click OK or change the spacing and all that other stuff. But I think when you click the OK button or the OK close editor button, it will just center it. Okay, so let's see center. Now a lot of architectural style is they just put a circle here manually, but we're gonna do it differently. Okay, so we are going to change this leader. We want our leader to be a circle, but um, we want this to be consistent with our font system. So what's the height of this one? We can see that it's one what it's supposed to be the same height as my notes. It's supposed to be 1/8. Okay, there you go. So we have to make sure that the font that we're going to do is 1/8. So we don't want just a number, we want a circle with the number. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to do an @def. We've done @def before when we did the information sheet. So we're going to define the attribute, and we're going to use a tag of a number, and then the prompt would be enter number. Okay. The default, we'll put in a question mark, and we want a style of arc 75. We don't want a quarter, we want a 1/8. Okay, so change that to 1/8. Oh, I'm sorry, delete that 1/8. We also want to change the justification and want that to be middle center, and then everything's good. So click OK, and then put that anywhere, and then we're going to draw a circle. Okay, so we're going to draw a circle. We want to use the insertion, the middle center. So we're going to type in INS and then click on it, then drag your mouse to make the circle. And I want this to be the same radius as the text. So if my text is 1/8, I also want the radius to be 1/8. There you go. It doesn't look like it's centered, but when we define the attribute or the block, then you'll see that it's centered. So let's now create a block, and then we're going to call this block, I think, circle note, something like that, or note circle. Yeah, note circle. Note circle. And then we're going to specify the base point by clicking the point, and we want this to be at the center of the circle. So SCC and enter and select the center, and then select the object, select everything, and then that's it. Okay, and we're going to click OK, and then we're just going to accept this default block, and basically that's it. Okay, so that's the block. And then we're going to use this block for our leader. Okay, so to do our leader, let's see, is the shortcut here? No, we're just I'm a command guy. I can't remember where the buttons are, so I'm gonna just type in um, leader style, or not style but leader style. Okay, so we'll use the leader style command here. The leader that we're using is called standard, and we're going to create a new one. So we're going to click new, and then we're going to start from the standard. Okay, and we're going to call this new style circle, and then we're going to click continue, and then we want it straight arrowed, everything looks good. We want the leader structure, everything looks good, and then we want to set the block to use. And now where is that? I haven't. Can't find that. Where did we do that again? Let me find that content. Is it here? I think it's here. Okay, so to change the block or use the block that we just created, we're going to go to the content tab and then the mtext, pull it down. There you go. There's block. And then you can use these your ordinary shapes here, like circle, but we're going to use a user block because that one has an attribute that we wanted to use. And then we can click on the block that we created. It's node circle, click OK, and I think everything's good. By block, so we can leave the color by block, so it's not about just the layer. So it's always going to be layer nodes, whatever you use. Okay, we'll erase that question mark there. And let's just use this leader style now. We'll click leader and let's see, where would I point it? Let's just point it somewhere up here and then click there. And then there's your circle and it's asking you to enter the number. I'll just accept one for now. Now, these are the number is to me is too thin. It's because it's a layer. It's in layer notes, and everything in layer notes is red. So let's type oops. Oops will bring back the last erase objects, and I want to redefine this block. So I'm gonna double click on this one, or not double click, but explode it. So explode, and then I'm gonna pick the attribute and make sure that it's set to color green. So you can see it went a slightly thicker. Now I'm gonna do a block again. I'm gonna select the same name, node circle, because I'm gonna redefine it. I wanted to select the objects and I wanted the insertion point to be in the center again. So we're defining it again, CN, and then point in the circle and everything's good. So you can see there's a green text number and I'm going to just redefine and click OK. Now you can see that the question mark is a little thicker. So now it didn't grow thick, but we just have to regen and you can see it went a little thick. So that's what we want. We want the text to be a little thicker, not as thin as the lines. Okay. So let's do that again. This time you change it to 2 and you're going to see a circle with a 2. All right. Now it looks better. Okay. Let's erase that. Um, this one and let's move this down here. Okay. And let's erase this. And yeah, that's how to use a numbered note system. Okay. So now let's put the number here. Let's just use this and put that on the edge here and double click that and put in number 1. Oh, number 1, click OK. And then let's see, chipboard ceiling, 4 frames. Something's wrong with this sentence. I'll fix this. So, how do I fix this? Chipboard ceiling. Double click. Let's put a dash there so that it says chipboard ceiling and then dash. For framing, see detail. And then let's move that about. Maybe let me zoom out and see whether that's too thin or narrow. I think that's fine. We'll just change the width a little bit. Okay. And then let's now put another note out here. Which one you think? Let's do this um, same number 1. So as you can see here, I'm not retyping the note that says Gipford ceiling, Gipford ceiling, Gipford ceiling. I'm just putting in number 1. And so some architects like this because you can immediately just repoint and to the same note without repeating the words again. Let's try another one detail here. Some architects don't like this. It's a different style than they used to, but it's just preference of the firm. So let's point to this one. Okay, and then this one's going to be our second note. So we're going to type into, I'm going to click OK. Okay, and then we're going to add here number 2. And before we add number 2, let's just put the notes for number 2. So double click to edit. We are not using a number system, so we're just going to press enter. And then we're going to press tab first and then type in decorative Okay, we want it all caps. Decorative modular baffle system. And then we're going to put a parenthesis here. And we're going to say that C manufacturer or C specifications for installation and um, attachment. So what this note says is look at whoever is let's just put a space here. So this note says that hey, I'm going to specify the manufacturer of this baffle system, and let's copy this first one and change it to blue. And um, the manufacturer would tell you how to install this. So some architects don't want just to leave a note that says C specs. Some architects do want to get the drawing, find the manufacturer, and add that drawing, add the detail in their drawing. Okay, so it depends on what the architectural firm wants to do. I've seen it both ways, where it only says C specs and the specs will detail out how to install that. And I've seen some architects, want to specify how these things are going to be attached on the drawing. Okay, yeah, but so this one's what we're going to do for our document this week. We're going to add these notes. We're going to use a different kind of note system. We're going to use a numbered system. Um, and you have to do this in tandem with whatever detail you wanted to put. So I'm not going to show you like what to put in number three, because what you're going to do is you're going to go to your detail sheet and you're going to put in your details. Okay. Um, these are the notes that you're supposed to be using. Some are irrelevant, so I'm gonna cross them out for you because we don't have like this roller shade. We don't have a roller shade. Duck shaft above. I think we use that. So I'm gonna give that to you. Now all of these details on A94 on this PDF I'm gonna give you. We're gonna use, including this note system. But if you remember when we did in structural, I gave you some structural general notes that you can import as a PDF on a blank file, but make sure that you do not simply copy and paste that as is. You want to make sure that it fits the size of your detail. Okay. Also, you want to make sure this one is has the same font. So remember that we were back in architectural, and so in architectural, we're using an Architext or Archi 75 style. So when you insert that, just like we did in structural, make sure that you modify um, that this text is an adjustable with text using an mtext, okay, or at least the style is the same. Okay, so all of these are ceiling details. These are standards, and yeah, we can use that later, and then point out to the ceiling and say, see this standard. Okay, see that standard. Which standard is which? I'll leave that to you uh, to analyze which standard belongs to where. So it should be called out. Okay, should be called out. So we're going to copy that. If you look at our detail sheet, uh, I think our detail sheet, if you look at that one, we have a 4 by 4. So one, two, three, four columns, 4 rows. And if you look at the PDF, it's not 4 by 4. So make sure that it fits. Um, so here is this document. Maybe I should call this numbered system or numbered notes. Or I'll just leave that. We're gonna leave that to ceiling details. Okay. Um, and you're gonna put details, use numbered notes, call them out, and then put that on your detailed sheet. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Which exactly is which, I'm gonna leave that to you. I'm gonna give this PDF to you so you can copy and paste the drawing. So you're not actually drawing any no, you're not drawing any new details. You're simply copying it from the PDF. Okay. Okay, so just to clarify, what detail are you going to use for number one? So again, this is where you're going to now need to think about your construction drawings. Number one, we are pointing and using number one as a ceiling for the gypboard. Okay, so which ceilings are they? These are the gypboard ceilings. So which details are you going to use for gypboard ceilings? You are actually going to go to your PDF, and these are gypboard ceilings. So you can use this. Oh, you can use this on the sheet A91 on the PDF I'm going to give you. You can use this. This is a gypboard ceiling. Okay, this is a gypboard wall. So um, you're not going to use the wall detail. This one is the ceiling at the elevator hoistway. We're not going to use this. So you can use this floor ceiling assembly with acoustical hangers. You can use that. You can also use a ceiling where you have it at the wall, like this one here. This is also a detail for the ceiling. So you can use this detail, or you can use this detail. I just can't. Can I? Let's see. Highlight this one. Yeah, you can use that, or you can use this. So I'll highlight that on my PDF that you can use that. These two. Okay. So that's what you're supposed to be using on on this detail. On this detail here, number one. Okay. Now for number two detail. Okay. For number two, we don't have a detail that we're calling out here. Right? Number two says that you look at the manufacturer. Okay, so you are going to do your own number three, and on number three, okay, number three, you're gonna number three. We're going to use number three for this detail. Okay, so let's do a leader, and then this would be a number three detail, uh, and I want this to be three. Press enter, and click OK. Number three. And so what is number three? Okay, so number three detail, this is your acoustic ceiling tile. So double click here, press enter, enter tab, acoustic ceiling tile system. Okay, we also want to put in the size, and the size is 24 by 48. Okay, and then we're going to put a comment. We're going to put in C detail, and let's close this for now. Okay, so what details are we going to use for our ceiling system? On our PDF, okay, you wanted to use all of this. Okay, so you're actually going to refer to um, like one, two, three, no, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So we're gonna have to do eight details, okay, and call them out. So in your AutoCAD, uh, you're gonna put in not just simply see detail, but see details, and then you're gonna put in eight of these. Okay, so we're gonna just copy this, and then make sure that you're copying straight, and you can put that like this. Whoop, undo, then copy, and then copy straight. My keyboard shortcuts are really different here. Okay, and we're gonna start with number two, and I'm going to start with next number three, and you're going to have eight of these. So it's simply going to be it's going to be four, five, and then six, seven, eight. In fact, let's do this. Three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. No, there's 8 details, so this is 9 because we use number 1. Okay, so these are the 8 details that you're supposed to be looking at. But you really have to be specific because you're just pointing to, hey, look at all of these 8 things. And well, if you are looking at these 8 things, okay, which ceiling details are supposed to be pointing this out to? Okay, so see here for diagonal bracing, you have to change this. Diagonal bracing is, where's my diagonal bracing? Here's my diagonal bracing, I think. 5, 6. It says here 5, 6. This is 5, 6, right? Let me just double check. Oh no, diagonal bracing 5, 6. So you could change that. There's a diagonal bracing. I guess I have to give that to you, an additional one. But anyway, yeah, refer to that one. 6 drawings for the lighting. See, this one here is the lighting. So that's going to be specific. So let's do it. This one's very specific. And so what you wanted to do is you wanted to put in like another detail here, another leader, and point to that and then put in number 4 this time. Click OK. Um, Now you can change this. Right now the leader type is straight. You can change that to spline, and it's just I personally like spline. I don't like straight ones like this. I really like spline. You can also change that. And then what's number 4? So for number 4, that is the lighting system or the light fixture. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to 4. Click OK, and we're gonna press this and simply press this and then tab, and then this would be light fixture for our uh, ACT for ACT, which is our acoustic ceiling tile system. Now, ACT is an acronym, right? But other people might not know that, so you may probably want to specify it out. Tile, uh, acoustic ceiling tile system, ceiling tile system, and then for bracing, C, oh, C detail. Okay, and then you may want to put in number 2 as your, oh, you might want to put in 2 and change this light fixture bracing. Okay, so that means that on your detail later, you have to put this detail on number 2. Okay, uh, well, we're not really bracing this one. We are using a hanging system. Okay, suspended. Let's see, what's a better term for this one? Okay, so again, this detail number 7 or PDF must be your detail sheet number 2, because if you're following my direction, then this is going to be for your light fixture bracing, but it's not bracing. Suspension or it's escaping me right now. Just leave it light fixture suspension system, and then on your A3, let's for suspension instead of bracing, suspension. C detail, and we're using 2. Now, if you put that on 3, well, that's going to be your choice. Okay. All right. So yeah, make sure that all of the details here on the sheet, on the PDF that I'm going to give you, A94, all these details must be used. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so on your AutoCAD, on this one, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus that first one. And where would you going to get that first one? You're going to get it from this sheet, either this one or that one. I'm going to leave that choice to you. Okay. All right. So that basically ends our 13. Where's my that ends our 13.3, which is ceiling details. Create your own, use numbered notes, and then we're going to move to our next part of this video, okay, which is your assignment submission. All right, so yeah, do that. Details, call out, uh, and you don't need to draw anything new. You just have to use a PDF that I'm going to give you. I'll leave the link for the details here in the bottom of this document. Okay. All right. So get to work.